Welcome to the Airbnb Superhost Secrets podcast, where we dive deep into the art and science of becoming a top-rated host. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a sense that often gets overlooked.
Smell.
Exactly, smell.
Yeah.
It's so important.
It is.
And maybe even more so than some of the stuff that we talk about a lot, like visuals and
Absolutely.
how to stage your Airbnb.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, we talk a lot about visuals, like how to stage your Airbnb for those perfect photos.
Yes.
But smell is just as important, maybe even more so because it's so primal, so tied to our emotions.
Okay, so let's unpack this.
Yeah.
We all know the importance of a clean Airbnb.
Yeah,
But how does smell fit into the equation?
right.
I mean, isn't a good scrub with some all-purpose cleaner enough?
Well, cleanliness is definitely the foundation.
Yeah.
But think of it this way.
Okay.
You walk into an Airbnb that's sparkling clean,
Uh-huh.
but there's a faint, musty odor.
Okay.
How does that make you feel?
Like, I'm not the first person to sleep there. Maybe,
Right.
even if it's spotless.
Exactly.
That smell might make me wonder
Yeah.
what else they missed.
It plants a seed of doubt.
Right.
On the other hand,
Right?
if you walk into an Airbnb that smells fresh
Yeah.
and inviting,
Uh-huh.
it reinforces that feeling of cleanliness and
Yeah.
it adds a layer of, well, care.
Yes.
It says, we've thought of everything to make you feel comfortable.
Okay, so we're talking about more than just masking odors.
Exactly.
We're talking about
Right.
creating a whole experience.
Exactly. And there's a lot you can do, even on a budget.
Okay.
One of the simplest things, and
Yeah.
something many hosts overlook,
Okay.
is fresh air.
Right.
Opening windows.
It seems so basic,
It does.
but I bet a lot of people don't even think about it.
They don't.
Yeah.
Especially after cleaning with strong products,
Mm-hmm.
or if the space has been closed up for a while,
Right.
that fresh air circulation can really make a difference. But you can go a step further.
Okay.
Think about incorporating natural elements.
Like what? Scented candles?
Those can be tricky.
Okay.
Some people love them.
Right.
Others are super sensitive to artificial fragrances.
Yeah.
A safer bet is to start with plants.
Okay, I like that.
They're not only visually appealing,
Uh-huh.
but some are natural air purifiers.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
What kind of plants are we talking about?
Ferns are great for absorbing formaldehyde,
Yeah.
which can come from furniture or cleaning products.
Okay.
Spider plants can tackle benzene,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes found in paints and plastics.
Interesting.
And peace lilies are known for removing ammonia,
Right.
which can linger from cleaning products.
So we're talking about turning our Airbnbs into mini jungles.
Well, a few strategically placed plants can go a long way.
Okay.
And again, they serve a dual purpose. They look great,
Yeah.
and they freshen the air naturally.
That's a great point about multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Are there any other natural solutions like that?
Absolutely. Think about those little bowls of baking soda you put in your fridge to absorb odors.
Right.
Same principle applies to your Airbnb.
You're going to put baking soda all over the Airbnb.
Not all over, but strategically placed in areas prone to mustiness, like closets or under the sink.
Why?
Baking soda neutralizes those subtle odors
Right.
that can make a space feel lived in, even if it's clean.
Yeah.
It's a subtle way to make your Airbnb feel extra fresh.
Okay, that's actually a great tip.
Yeah.
Baking soda is cheap
It is.
and readily available.
Right.
And it makes the space feel cleaner without being a strong,
Yeah.
noticeable scent.
It's subtle.
Yeah.
You don't want to overwhelm people.
Right.
Are there any other natural odor absorbers like that?
That's what I was going to ask.
Believe it or not,
Okay.
coffee grounds work too.
Really?
Just like baking soda.
Uh,
They neutralize odors. You
Yeah.
can place bowls of fresh coffee grounds around the space.
and they work in a similar way.
Okay.
Make sure to replace them regularly, though.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Just like you would in your fridge.
So we're not just running Airbnbs. We're running cafes and greenhouses too. I'm
Exactly.
joking.
Yeah.
But there's a bigger point here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There are plenty of simple, natural ways to address odors before you even think about bringing in artificial scents.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what about those tricky spots like drains?
Yeah.
Even with regular cleaning,
Uh-huh.
they can sometimes hold on to smells.
Oh, drains are definitely a sneaky culprit.
Yes.
And sometimes regular cleaning isn't enough.
Right.
But there's a simple DIY solution that everyone has in their pantry.
I'm guessing you're about to say baking soda again.
You know it. Baking soda is a miracle worker.
Really?
But this time, we're pairing it with vinegar.
Interesting.
Pour a mixture of baking soda and vinegar down the drain.
Okay.
Let it fizz for about 30 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Then flush it with hot water.
Okay. This breaks down any gunk. Right. And deodorizes the drain naturally.
So baking soda really is the MVP of Airbnb cleaning.
Pretty much.
It's in the air, it's down the drain.
Yeah.
What can it do?
And here's another simple hack many hosts forget. Air filters.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They play a huge role in air quality,
Mm-hmm.
which directly impacts how your Airbnb smells.
Okay, change the air filters. Got it. Anything else?
Well, this is something we'll get into more later.
Okay.
But think about this.
Right.
If you have guests with allergies,
Uh-huh.
even subtle scents can be an issue.
But what do we do?
Yeah.
Just no sense at all.
It's not about eliminating scent entirely.
Oh.
It's about being mindful.
Right.
We'll delve deeper into catering to guests with sensitivities in a bit,
Okay.
but it's something to keep in mind from the start.
Okay, so we've covered some great preventative measures.
Yes.
But we're not just aiming for a neutral,
Right.
odorless space, right?
Exactly.
We want to create an experience.
And that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
We can actually use scent strategically to evoke specific moods and emotions.
Okay, now you've got my attention. Let's dive into that.
Let's do it.
But first, a quick break. We'll be back in a flash to explore how to turn your Airbnb into a sensory oasis,
Welcome back to the deep dive.
where we're exploring how to transform your Airbnb from simply clean to a true sensory retreat.
And we've talked about laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
Fresh air,
Right.
natural odor absorber.
Right, no one wants to walk into an Airbnb
Right.
that smells like stale coffee and wet dog,
No.
no matter how cute the decor is.
Exactly. But now let's move beyond just neutralizing the bad
Yeah.
and talk about actively creating something good.
Right.
We can actually use scent to shape the entire guest experience.
Okay, I'm all ears. How do we do that?
Have you ever walked into a spa and instantly felt relaxed just from the smell?
Yeah, totally. Like that calming lavender scent. It's like an instant mood shift.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Oh.
Specific scents trigger emotional responses.
Oh.
It's all connected to our limbic system,
Right.
the part of the brain that processes emotion and memory.
So we're not just making the Airbnb smell good.
Right.
We're actually influencing how guests feel.
Yes. And you can tailor it to your property
Okay.
and your target guest.
Right.
Let's say you have a cozy cabin in the woods.
Okay.
What kind of atmosphere do you want to create?
Definitely a relaxing, woodsy vibe, like you're escaping from the everyday world.
Perfect. Think about incorporating scents like cedarwood, pine, or sandalwood.
Okay.
They evoke a sense of nature and grounding,
Uh-huh.
maybe even a touch of fir needle for that crisp forest air feeling.
Okay, I can picture that.
Yeah.
I'm already feeling more relaxed.
Right.
What if you have a beach house?
Then you'd lean into lighter, brighter scents.
Okay.
Things like sea salt, citrus, maybe a hint of coconut.
Ooh. Yeah, like you just stepped off the beach.
Exactly.
It's amazing how powerful scent can be.
It really is. And don't forget about those practical spaces like the kitchen.
Right?
Have you considered using citrus scents there?
Because it smells clean.
That too.
Oh.
But citrus also has energizing qualities.
Right.
It's a great way to give guests a little boost in the morning.
Yeah.
Perfect for starting their day of exploring.
So we're thinking about the guest's entire journey.
Exactly.
From the moment they step in the door
Yes.
to when they head out for adventures.
And what about when they return from a long day of sightseeing?
Oh, right.
How do you want them to feel?
Definitely relaxed and ready to unwind.
Then you might consider having a diffuser with a calming blend in the bedroom.
Okay.
Something like lavender and chamomile, maybe with a touch of vanilla for warmth and comfort.
It's like designing an Airbnb soundtrack,
Yeah.
but with scent instead of music.
It's a great analogy.
Yeah.
But it's not just about diffusers.
Right.
You can incorporate scent into so many touch points.
Like what?
Give me some examples. Think about your guest welcome gifts.
Okay.
Instead of the standard bottle of wine,
Yeah.
what about a small bag of locally roasted coffee beans?
Okay.
Especially if you've already got those coffee grounds absorbing odors around the place.
Right.
Or a little bundle of dried lavender tied with a ribbon.
Ooh, that's so thoughtful.
Yeah,
It's a little memento of their stay.
exactly.
That also ties into the overall scent experience.
You can even extend that to the bathroom
Okay.
instead of generic hotel soaps.
Yeah.
What about using locally made, handcrafted soaps with scents that tie into your overall theme?
Okay. You've officially blown my mind.
Yeah.
I never thought about scent being so strategic.
And there's one more level to this.
Okay.
Something that can really set your Airbnb apart.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about developing a signature scent?
A signature scent.
Huh?
Like my Airbnb has its own perfume?
It's not quite that literal,
Okay.
but you're on the right track.
Okay.
Imagine a scent that's unique to your Airbnb,
Right.
something that embodies its essence. Yeah.
And becomes part of its identity.
Okay, I'm really intrigued now. How would that work?
Let's say you have a beach house with a modern minimalist aesthetic.
Okay.
You could develop a signature scent that combines notes of sea salt, driftwood, and maybe a touch of white tea for freshness.
And that scent would be everywhere.
Subtly woven throughout the guest experience.
Okay.
You might have a diffuser with that scent in the living room.
Right.
The bathroom amenities could have a hint of it. You could even offer a small candle or linen spray with that signature scent as a parting gift.
So every time a guest smells that specific scent,
Yeah,
it takes them back to their stay at my Airbnb.
exactly.
It becomes a memory trigger.
It's like branding,
Wow.
but with scent instead of visuals.
This is all so fascinating.
It is.
But I have to ask,
Uh-huh.
doesn't this get expensive?
It doesn't have to be.
Okay.
You can find high-quality essential oils and diffusers at affordable prices.
Okay.
And you can get creative with DIY.
Think about making your own linen sprays or using dried herbs and flowers to create sachets.
That's a great point. It's about being resourceful and finding creative solutions.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm sold on the power of scent.
Good.
But we can't forget about our guests who have allergies or sensitivities to fragrances.
Right.
Even natural ones.
That's such an important consideration.
Yeah.
And it's where clear communication is key.
Welcome back to the deep dive.
Where we're wrapping up our exploration of scent and how it can elevate your Airbnb game.
We've talked about so much already, from creating a clean foundation
We have.
to evoking specific moods
Yeah.
and even developing a signature scent.
But now, let's get real. Even the most meticulous hosts
Yeah.
run into those pesky odor challenges
Right.
from time to time.
And let's be honest,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes those oops moments involve our furry four-legged friends.
Ah, yes, pets.
Yeah.
Pet odors can definitely be a challenge.
Yeah.
It's why so many hosts shy away from allowing pets. But it doesn't have to be a deal breaker.
Okay, let's break it down.
Okay.
What are the most effective ways
Yeah.
to combat those lingering pet smells?
First and foremost, thorough cleaning is essential.
Okay.
I'm talking deep cleaning carpets, upholstery,
Right.
even washing curtains or blankets if necessary.
Makes sense.
Ah,
But even with deep cleaning,
yeah.
sometimes those odors linger.
Right.
What then?
There are a couple of secret weapons you can use.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of enzymatic cleaners?
Enzymatic cleaners.
Yeah. They're specifically designed to break down the odor-causing molecules from pet accidents.
Okay.
Regular cleaners often just mask the smell,
Right.
but enzymatic cleaners actually eliminate it at the source.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So enzymatic cleaners on the shopping list. What else?
Well, ventilation is key,
Okay.
both during and after a pet-friendly stay.
Right.
Open those windites and air out the space as much as possible.
Okay.
And here's a little trick. Sprinkle baking soda on carpets and upholstery. Let it sit for a few hours, then vacuum it up.
Baking soda, our old friend.
Baking soda.
It's everywhere.
It is a natural odor absorber.
Okay, pet odors, tackled. What about another challenge
All right.
that's probably familiar to any host who allows cooking?
Yes.
That lingering smell of last night's dinner.
Ah, yes. Sometimes it's a welcome aroma, other times not so much.
Right.
Especially if the guest decides to experiment with exotic spices
Yeah.
or, well, burn something.
Right. So how do we deal with those persistent cooking smells?
Ventilation is crucial here too.
Okay.
Run that exhaust fan while cooking
Mm-hmm.
and open windows afterward to clear the air.
Okay.
Also, don't underestimate the power of a simmer pot.
A simmer pot?
Yeah.
Is that like a crock pot?
Not quite. It's
Oh.
even simpler.
Okay.
You just fill a pot with water, add some citrus peels, a few cinnamon sticks,
Okay.
maybe some cloves,
Okay.
and simmer it on the stove for a while.
Yep.
It freshens the air and creates a warm, inviting scent.
That's a great tip, especially if the lingering smell is less than desirable.
Right.
It's way better than just spraying a bunch of artificial air fresheners.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that aren't desirable, let's talk about smoke.
Okay.
Even if you have a strict no smoking policy,
Right.
accidents happen.
They do.
What's the best course of action if you find yourself dealing with a smoky situation?
Honestly, that's when you might need to call in reinforcements.
Okay.
Smoke can be really tough to get rid of completely.
So we're talking professional cleaners.
In some cases, yes.
Okay.
They have specialized equipment and techniques to remove smoke odors
Right.
from fabrics and surfaces.
Okay.
But there are a few things you can do to
Yeah.
try to mitigate the damage before calling in the pros.
Like what?
Start with intense ventilation.
Okay.
Open every window and door.
Uh-huh.
Use fans to circulate the air.
Right.
You can also try placing bowls of white vinegar around the space to absorb odors.
Right.
And wash any affected linens or fabrics as soon as possible.
Okay, fingers crossed we never have to deal with that.
Right.
But it's good to be prepared.
It is.
So we've covered a lot of those uh-oh moments.
Yeah.
Are there any other tools or resources you recommend?
Absolutely.
Oh.
For hosts who are really serious about creating a great scent experience,
Yeah, what are they?
air purifiers are a fantastic investment.
Okay.
They remove dust, pollen, pet dander, and even some odor-causing molecules from the air.
That's a great point, especially for guests with allergies.
Yes.
Anything else?
Have you ever heard of a hygrometer?
A hygrometer?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's a little device that measures humidity levels.
Okay.
And you might be wondering what that has to do with scent.
Yeah. Oh,
But humidity plays a big role in how we perceive scents.
oh, interesting.
If the air is too dry, scents can evaporate quickly.
Right.
If it's too humid, they can become overpowering.
Okay, that makes sense. So a hygrometer can help us create the optimal environment
Yes.
for those lovely scents we've worked so hard to select.
Exactly.
Where do we find these magical devices?
You can get them online or at most hardware stores.
Okay,
They're relatively inexpensive and can make a big difference in your scent game.
cool.
And speaking of finding things, there are so many resources available
Yeah.
to help hosts discover new scents and explore different options.
Like what?
Well, online retailers like Amazon and Etsy are great places to start. They have a huge variety of essential oils, diffusers,
Yeah.
and scented candles.
Right.
But don't overlook your local shops.
Oh, yeah.
Boutiques and specialty stores often carry unique and handcrafted scents that you won't find anywhere else.
Okay.
It's a great way to support local businesses
Yeah.
and add a touch of personality to your Airbnb.
I love that.
Yeah.
And for hosts who really want to go all in,
Yeah.
there's an entire world of scent experts out there.
Yes. Scent consultants can help you create a custom scent strategy for your Airbnb.
Wow.
They can guide you in choosing scents that align with your brand,
Yeah.
target audience, and even the architectural style of your property.
So like an interior designer, but for your nose.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a whole other level.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive into the world of Airbnb scent.
We have.
It's so much more than just spraying some Febreze and calling it a day.
It really is.
It's about being intentional, thoughtful, and creating an experience that engages all the senses.
And as we've learned,
Yeah.
it's something that any host can do,
Right.
no matter their budget or level of experience.
Absolutely.
It's about paying attention to the details
Yes.
and using scent to transform your Airbnb from simply a place to stay into a true sanctuary.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
Now, before we sign off,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
I'm all ears.
Remember, the goal is to create an experience that resonates with your guests and makes them feel truly welcome.
And scent is a powerful tool to do just that.
So embrace the power of aroma and let it help you become the ultimate Airbnb Superhost.
Happy hosting, everyone.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.